Okay, so continuing where we left off, I'm going to come in, put a little space between these two buildings. I'm going to do this. And then I'll leave enough room for one more building that way. Always lining up with the edge of our paper when it's a vertical or horizontal line. That was not a good line. And then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to let this one go off that way. Pretend it's this wide. Alright, once again, turning it to make it work for me. And don't forget this line. And then erasing a little bit there. Now I have room for one more building right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to do this line first because it's going to be coming out of here. And then I'm going to come here, and I want it to be that far away. And I'll do that. We are going to pretend that this building goes off the paper and it looks like that. Let's erase what we don't need so we don't get confused. And then don't forget to come in, line up, do that little line, and erase that little bit. And then we could do one more thing right here. And that's where a building will be there. So, as you go, you always want to fill in your front first, and you want to have some variations. So that's the reason why I have things up close versus like I have one building way off the edge. If we just do them all like this, it's not going to be as interesting, so we want to have some variation in our layer. So I'm going to come here, line up with this corner. I'm always going to start in the area through a corner. And that, I could have actually not done some of that. I don't know. I was being extra. Go ahead and redraw this line because obviously I was a little off. And then draw this line, deciding how wide I want this building to be. Just like always, turn the paper to work for you. I don't like that, so I'm actually going to turn it this way, which is going to make it harder for you to see, but there we go. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to finish up this line. There it is. Then I'm going to take this to the edge of the paper. I'm actually going to line up on this side in hopes that, there we go. Alright, so there's that building. The next building is just going to be right there, and we'll erase that and draw a little line right here to make it look like a building. Alright, so then you start filling in your backspaces. So if I want to come in and say put a building here, I'm actually going to put some space and I'm going to draw right there. Let's see. So just like anything else, you want to avoid these lining up. Now, this doesn't look right down here, so I got to figure out where this building would roughly stop. And then come in and draw a line there. Now, that's not going to be the case for all buildings because you're not going to see all of them, and that's okay. But in that case, I could see that one because it's supposed to be on the street right there. It's just right behind this building. So, keeping that in mind that this one would have gone through the street right there because this is roughly where I had my sidewalk and stuff. I'm going to come here, go a little bit up. Kind of figuring this out as I go because I'm not sure. Nope, I want to avoid. That's why I did it like that. I'm sad. I'm messing stuff up, and that's okay. So, I would come in and do this one. That. Line this up. I'm always lining up every single time. This one, we're pretending goes off the paper. That's fine. I'll line up. Go off the paper. And remember, I'm using these little lines that I made to help guide me on where things would roughly be. So, if that line was there, my next one would come from here, and I'm going to make it about that. Well, let it go behind this one. Line up. Or that'd be hitting somewhere there and we wouldn't see the bottom, and that's okay. Then I'm just going to let this building go off the paper. And then I'm going to come back here. Do the same. And that completes that section. Then I'm going to come in I'm gonna fill in this section next. When I'm filling this in, I actually might get rid of some of the buildings I just drew, which is perfectly fine. It happens. So I'm gonna come in. Let's see. Hold on. So if I was looking at it this way, this building would have crossed my road right there, which means my next building would be right here, roughly. Let's see. So I'm going to actually go ahead and do that building. So it's coming out from roughly there. Okay. Come in like anything else I do, line up. Decide how wide I want this building. Okay, that's all I would see of that building. I pretty much, let me extend this a little bit. Okay. So that means this building would roughly go through there. That means if I want a building, it might go like this, which means it would be like that. Going it out. Okay, so that fills in that little area there, but then I still have all of this, and that's okay.